All right. What's up, guys? It's your boy Brocadile back at y'all again with another fucking video. I know it's been a minute. I'm really sorry about that. Um, I didn't really know what to do with for y'all. You know what I mean? I kind of want to switch up from the little gameplay vids, but couldn't come with no ideas. Kind of slacked on recording One Piece Day for y'all, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? We're here now. That's what counts. So today we're gonna get into some. By the way, this is the start of an April arc. Yep, April, the month of April. Regional store championships and treasure cups coming in May. So there's a lot of big tourneys coming up, and I'm trying to really get y'all some cool content for that stuff. So yeah, this right here is gonna be like a little series that's gonna be going on throughout the next month or so, where it's like basically content catered towards training for those events. So like it'll be either a rank sim or like practice sessions with the homeboys or like a locals. You know what I mean? All stuff that could be considered part of like training for these events. You know what I mean? Primarily with red decks, you already know how I do. But shout out to the homeboys. We got a name now, or at least a temporary name. Waitlist Most Wanted. Let me know what y'all think about that. But yeah, basically, Waitlist Most Wanted. I'm gonna be playing some decks that they might be interested in as well, because I like to give my friends insight and my thought process on playing the game just to see if it can help them improve. So at times I'm gonna be playing decks that they are considering playing throughout this little training arc or whatever. So that's what this video is today. It's me on Yellow Kid. Shout out to the homeboy Kev. This one is for him because he is a yellow main for the most part, and he is considering playing Yellow Kid. So yeah, let's get this started. We got 2 ranked sim matches coming up. There's my video intro. That's my video intro right there. But yeah, first up we got Yellow Kid versus Shanks. I'm on Yellow Kid obviously, and let's see what's going on here. So I start off. I got the Searcher in hand, 3 cost Zoro, 7 cost Law, and Gidatsu. I'm keeping that hand. By the way, guys, I'm no expert on yellow at all, but I think I got a decent hang on the game. So I played a Searcher, search out the 4-drop Hawkins. He seems to be pretty staple in this deck. He seems to be like preferred curve type action. Because if they kill him, they lose a life. So he's a very threatening body, a sticky body. Now, don't get me wrong, Shanks can answer that on 7 by trashing it. But fuck it. If he dies, he dies. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make this show work regardless. So yeah, I don't know what's taking so long here. Oh shit. You know what? I think this is the match where I went to somewhere. I walked away from this shit for a minute, I think. Hold up. Let me see. Oopsie. Okay, I'm gonna go a couple seconds ahead. Alright, let's go to 147. Alright. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. We're in action. So yeah. Alright, so here I am at 3 Don. I don't have many plays. I decided to drop the Zoro, get a body on field. And I think I swing I just intern. Most 99% of Shanks are not going to forget to leader effect these days, guys. So I didn't even test him. So he swings 5, I take it. I'm not worried about losing my first few life. He drops that Zoro, which is interesting. But yeah, so anyways, I believe here I drop out Bozo Hawkins because I don't want to Gidatsu it and let him summon another body, you know what I mean? At least I believe that's what no, I'm pretty sure I summoned Bozo Hawkins here. Yeah, I think, oh no, I Gidatsu it. And then what does he do? He brings out Sanji. Okay, so I technically got, I got a card out of his hand. Not the best play, but it is what it is. it will be easier to kill that Sanjo in his turn. I'll be honest with you. Um, and the reason I get Datsu there over Bozo Hawkins was um, I wanted to do that while he was at high life. You know what I mean? I wanted to get used out of Gadatsu. He played a four cost body, um, and I got rid of it with the thing. So he goes ahead and uses Mulgun there. That was a little expensive. Killing Gadatsu I don't think was that important really. This is rank sim guys. As you can see, OP bounties open. This again, new season started, so low ladder level, but everyone's low ladder right now, so it could be anybody I'm fighting. But yeah, he goes ahead. Um, what the fuck? Okay, so right, and I turned my Zoro to a blocker. The reason I did that was not to block attacks. It was to prevent them from swinging into it. So basically, I put him into a blocker, so that way they would not be able to swing into it early game. Why did I do that? Because I didn't want to lose my board presence. You know what I mean? So he Shanks runs removal. Obviously, he has Mulgun, so I didn't want to let him just Mulgun that and then swing in the Zoro and I lose my all my body or all my counter in hand. You know what I mean? So basically, I turned it into a blocker just simply for the fact of protecting Zoro, not even my life. Being it, that's why I think is pretty cool about this deck. You don't always have to use the blocker effect. Sometimes you can just use the part of turning them back active. You know what I mean? So I put the Shirahoshi and the bait Bozo Hawkins down. I definitely put down. Now this time, okay, so this time I turn the Hawkins to a blocker because at this point, I'm kind of okay with, not really okay with losing Zoro, but it wouldn't hurt as much. And realistically, I would like start burning some life off him too. So he goes 7. I think I decided, yeah, just burn his life. I'm like, fuck it. Because now he's at what, 4 life? And because at this point, I'm looking, and like, we'll talk about this in a second. And I block with the Shirahoshi. Hold on, let me pause that real quick. Okay, so the reason I blocked with Shirahoshi there, and I kind of regret it, was I just didn't want to lose my Zoro, right? I just burned my own kid because I wanted to burn a life, my own Hawkins because I wanted to burn a life. Okay, copy, get that. But did I really want to burn I didn't want to lose the Zoro too because then all my board pressure is gone. So I could have just not blocked with Hawkins and just kept Hawkins up. But at the same time, I was able to get rid of a life. So I felt like this was like the best of both worlds in a situation where. But I did regret losing both my blockers that turn. I'll be honest, because my goal with Shirahoshi was hopefully let it catch a stray from him trying to remove it later on, and that would cause me to get an extra life. But whatever, it's neither here nor there. So he's got Dragon on the field. That's pretty threatening. So I'm looking at my hand in situation, and I have no Captain Kids, no other things besides laws right now. So I'm like, yo, fuck it. Deadass, if all I can do is keep dropping low on healing, let me just try to race him and take the fact that I can heal over him. That's like literally, that's so, and what I'm trying to say here, guys, is look at your hand and decide how you can win with the current hand you have. Not with what cards you could draw, but the hand you have there. You got to kind of like, you can't always rely on drawing certain cards. You know what I mean? You can't. You got a 50 card deck. Not every deck can like search 15, 20 cards in. Some you got to play with like the top 15, 20 cards. Sometimes, yeah, there's a good amount of games that I end up where all I see is the top 15, top 20 cards that get deck. Like I end with like 35 cards left in the deck. Don't see none of those. 15 cards is all I got to see. So in situations like that, you kind of got to be like, okay, well, shit, if that's the case, how do I win with what I have? Don't try to, even though I know we have certain win conditions for certain deck or certain cards that really help us win versus certain decks, you have to imagine scenarios where you don't see those cards and plot out a path to victory with that. Hope that makes sense. Oh shit. So yeah, so I'm like, fuck it, bro. I'm gonna just keep dropping laws, healing. and then putting it down on my leader and swinging, and then restanding, and then boom, look what I can do. I restand my law again, so I can block, and or I can but I can block, but also they can't swing into it, and I don't expect. See, dropping that 12 cost shanks right there would have been a great situation for them to swing into me, but I don't let it happen, um, because yeah, basically I'm like, yo, fuck that shit. Oh, I've misplayed here so bad, guys. Look at this. I dropped the 10 cost ace going to 3 life, so I don't even get rush. That was so bad. I probably could have just won right there if I would have just donned up all 3 of those dudes and just gone for lethal right there. But whatever, it's neither here nor there. So I know he's got the counter for this second thing. What is he? Yeah, because all my guys are a little weaker. But look, he just dropped 3 1Ks counter out of that 8K swing. I know he's leaking. I just got to survive this turn. I'm okay. Again, I used a blocker again because I'm okay. This time I'm okay blocking when he attacks so I don't get lethal. Plus, look at my hand, bro. 3 2Ks and a 1K. I'm getting out of 1 attack. Almost guaranteed. That's a good amount of counter. This 1 attack is going to fuck up. So he Divine Departures one of my dudes. He Divine Departures the blocker. Guys, pause real quick. Pause real quick. There are times when that makes sense. Do not get it twisted. There are times when that makes sense. When using 6 Don to get rid of a blocker, it makes sense. In this situation, where I have basically, in this situation right here, right? Because I have 4 cards in hand, and I'm gonna get 3 more life by the time his final. So basically, look at it this way, guys. He has 4 attacks to connect with me. He went ahead. Okay, he has 4 to right. He has 4 attacks to connect with me to kill me right now. There's no way he can win uh, next turn. Maybe he drops a blocker. Maybe he does drop a blocker. But yeah, actually, I think he does do that. But I fuck him up. Basically, he kills my blocker, which I guess is okay. But realistically, he should plan for me leading him next turn. So because of that, right? He used 6 Don to get rid of a thing. That means he only has 4 Don left. So the max he can make his leader to swing now is 9. So if in that scenario, right, he swings 8 with Rayleigh right here. That's okay, I guess. But dude, at one point during this, I'm gonna have 7 cards in hand. 4 plus 3. He knows one of them's a brick. Fine. 6 cards I could potentially have counter. And which is he gonna put? Is he gonna do what? 8? Like, there's no way it basically just. I'm like explaining this so terribly right now. I don't know why I'm so like slow. Moral story is, if you're gonna do that, granted I did have a blocker, so it was kind of like fucked up anyways. But if you're gonna waste a 6 Don to kill a blocker, just think about it first. That's the main thing, because if he did, there's a chance in another scenario where. I think regardless, it was kind of hopeless because he's at 0 life and like he really can't kill my board because Ace is standing up. But regardless, it's still like, okay, look, you went ahead and spent 6 Don doing that. If I'm gonna block one of those attacks, yes, but you didn't change anything, because now you're still in a place where nothing is gonna be able to connect, and you won't be able to lethal me. So at this point, your best bet is like, I don't know. It didn't change anything. That's the moral story. Basically, him doing that didn't change anything. It might have gave him a potential path for lethal, but it's still so. You know what? I gotta correct myself, guys. I'll be honest. I think correct myself here. That was probably the only path he had to lethal that turn. Be honest with you, was getting rid of my blocker right out the gate with that thingy, with that ability. But yeah, just it wasn't gonna work anyway. So I think if he was gonna try to do something else, he should have tried to do something else. Like basically, that's what I'm saying. He should have just tried to do something else. Like maybe he could have. I don't know. I don't know exactly what would have been better. I don't know his hand, but yeah, he should have just tried something else. Moral of the story is having 6 cards in hands and with 4 attacks to kill 4 life is very hard. Um, so yeah, I go ahead and I trigger Satori out here, just cause I want the extra pressure on board. I believe for next turn, in case he does do some funny shit with that last 4 Don. Not much you can do really besides like play a blocker. Oh yeah, he just swings 8 at me. See, that's what I'm talking about. He was going for lethal there. See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he got rid of the blocker, but it didn't do anything because he still was assed out, and that's a bricked up hand. Holy shit. So yeah. All right, next matchup we got I believe Jory Bonnie. Okay, nice. This is the second match I have on my little list. Um, I filmed more, but some of them were like, I want to put like the most meta decks that I think are hard for kids to fight on this video of the things. So by the way, guys, I only won 5 matches with kid out of like 12. I won 5, lost 7. Um, there was one of them I know I could have actually won if I didn't. No, I think that was a Red Green Smoker game. I'm not the best kid player, but I think I did okay just for just picking up the hero, you know. But yeah, I definitely think the leader requires a smart player and good plays. It's definitely tough, but yeah. So here we go. Here he starts off with an AK swing. I take that all day. I take that, especially look. So I have 2 heals in hands. I don't care about I can go down to 1 life and really not give a fuck, like dead ass. I can go down to straight 1 life and I'll be okay because I know I can do that. I'm going second too, so I know I can drop kid. I mean law drop thingy. And again, this is another game I don't see fucking kid in my starting hand. Like that's so annoying because I think kid would be great here, just burning his life because Bonnie likes to play slow. I know kid is supposed to be not favored into her, but watch, y'all gonna see this. So I go ahead. I put down the X Drake. Why did I put down X Drake, you might say? Because I know he's going to play some bullshit ass 4 cost body. That's what Bonnie does. Bonnie loves doing that shit. I'm going to rest that motherfucker and swing into it. That's dead ass what I'm going to do right here. I'm dead ass going to rest that nigga and swing into it. That's exactly why I played out X Drake. I am going to punish whatever he brings out. Because look, how do I know he's going to do that? He's got 5 Don, but he wants to leave 1 up for leader ability. So I know he's going to play some bullshit 4 cost. And I'm going to punish him for that. That's literally what my goal was. I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I triggered out, I think I triggered out Shiroshi. Satori, yeah, I had to trigger out Satori. What did I discard for that shit? Hold up. Oh, I discarded 0 cost event. Right, I discarded 0 cost event because at this moment, the only 2 bricks I have, I'm 99% chance I'm going to play. 99% chance I'm going to play both those fucking bricks. So, I'm like, yo, fuck it. Just get rid of 0 cost event because I don't plan on countering too much anyways right now. What is going on here? This is not me this time, guys. It's like action on him, I think. Yeah, it's action on him. So, yeah. We're waiting to see what he does. I think he's debating, like, blah, blah, blah. And he really could have fucked me up by not playing a 4 cost. Be honest with you. He plays a 3 cost. He plays Tashigi, guys. Guys, Tashigi is one of your best protected cards. I had to, you see why I had extra highlighted? I had to double read this to make sure, like, yo, I can rest this guy right now. Bro, that's such a crazy punish. Tashigi's whole thing is to protect other cards. And he just played it right into this thing where I could rest and kill it. Maybe he didn't know what X-Ray does. That's understandable. But still not a good look there. So I go ahead and I swing 5 into the 4. And I'll be honest, I think he can fuck that up. Yeah, he can counter out of that. I think he does counter out of that. Because that's not a heavy swing. I think, and I did this because I plan on playing Cavendish next turn. And I'm going to I think I have to play one to play Cavendish and turn it into a blocker. A, because it's the only card I can summon on 6 Don. But B, I do want to protect that little X Drake. Especially because he doesn't even protect it. He just lets it go. I think he realized that was just like a bad play and he didn't want to He didn't want to even go deeper down, which is good. So I turned Cavendish to a blocker so I could protect my X-Drake because Bonnie plays a lot of small bodies sometimes that can be annoying. Rosinante, Monet, the Green X-Drake or Killer, whatever the fuck that shit is. There's a couple little cards that he plays. Urogi. I want to kill Urogi so bad. So yeah, basically, I turned the Cavendish to blocker there just to protect my board. Right now he's protecting my board. Again, I don't mind going down to 2 life, 1 life, because next turn I will be able to do my leader. I'll be able to 7 cost loss, so I don't care about dropping some life. But I'm really not swinging into his life right now because I just don't want to give him extra resources for when Kid comes up. Because 8 cost Kid is tough to destroy, and I don't really have many ways of dealing with that in this deck. So he drops the carrot and frees my Cavendish, which was actually smart as fuck. I was like, oh shit, nigga got me good. He really froze my Cavendish. That's an AK body. Now just sitting there looking stupid. So what do I do to this guy? I don't think I can do much here. I think I just dropped the 7-drop law. Um, yeah, I dropped 7-drop law, and I think I do start pressuring his life a bit here, maybe. I'm not sure. Oh, but guess what, guys? Look at this. So, boom. Now I law here, right? Instead of playing the Basil Hawkins and burning his life, you know why? So I can put a life on top of my deck. On top of my life pile. And then, boom. Now, next turn, I can restand Cavendish. In this turn, I can restand Cavendish so that Carrot can't freeze it again. Boom. Now, Carrot only... It got its attack off this turn, but this turn it can't freeze. It can freeze Satori, but it can't freeze my AK anymore. I'm taking that. That's an okay trade to me. That's an okay trade to me. Yep. Restand Cavendish. Boom. Now Carrot can't freeze shit. Alrighty. So let's see. Alrighty. So now I am in a kind of bad spot because I do have my next 2 life are face up. But guess what I got? I got A's. A's. Put the next life right on top of that again. No rush, but no problem. Hell, I might even take both life this turn. I have no problem going back down to 2. I have 0 problem doing that. Cause dude, look at my board. I've got like 3 decent sized bodies on board. A 5, an 8, and a 9. Or is law? Yeah, lines and laws a 9. So my board is looking like pretty strong. And yeah. And guess what? So it's his 9 down turn. Usually boys love to play Shanks at this point. Um, but I'm not letting them. I'm not letting it happen. Cause I've restood my big bodies. So boom, he drops the cabbage. The cabbage is good. And yeah, he hits my Cavendish. And he drops the Cavendish, restands his little Don or whatever. Boom. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Now this turn here, I think I go ahead and I drop the ace? I'm looking at Carrot. I want to get rid of Carrot first, so I swing 9 into a naked. Again, worst case, he drops a bunch of counter. I'm okay with that outcome. So it's okay with that outcome. Again, I'm just trying to milk counter out of his hand. He doesn't have a threatening board. I'm not in a rush to go for lethal right now. Realistically, I'd like to see more of my life burn pieces because I don't want to give him extra cards instead of already burgeoning hand. And another thing too, yep, so he decides to counter out. Cool, down to 5 cards. Much more manageable. Yeah, he down to 4 cards, excuse me. He had to go extremely high up to counter that shit. Did he? Actually, I don't know. 8? Yeah, you should have been able to do 8, 10, or whatever. But yeah, I dropped the ace this turn. And yes, I know it stinks that I didn't get my rush, but it's okay. I'll be honest, I'm better off not swinging that turn. Why? Two reasons. First off, 9 calls Dovey. That's the same, guys. Okay, tip, know your opponent's. This is what I mean by knowing matchups. Knowing what your opponent can do on certain turns can give you a degree of counter, like a decent amount of playing around it. Sometimes you can't do nothing about it, and like not taking action is worse than taking deciding not to do your play because your opponent can answer it isn't always the right answer, but if you can do something about it, it's nice to. So for in this example, right, I couldn't rush with ace, and I was able to restand my law because I played ace. That basically, if he would have dropped 10 cost Dofi instead of 9 cost Zorda's turn, basically, bro, frozen, frozen, frozen. And then he would have had a 6K that gets him extra down, a 5K to go all into my life, and I wouldn't be able to do shit. Don't get me wrong, I would have been alive the next turn after, but I'd be down like one life, no more heals in hand, and he would have like, dude, that the Dofi plus Cavendish plus Carrot, so something else, you know what I mean? Like it would have been a pretty bad situation. But because Ace couldn't rush, and I didn't attack her anyways if I did have rush, but between that and then me using the fact I played rush to restand my blocker law allowed me to basically say no 9 cost Shanks to kill something. If it does, it's going to kill my Cavendish, which sucks but wouldn't be the end of the world. Or, yeah, it stopped that. Or the 10 cost Dofi that freezes 3 attackers. So basically, it was that play, even though it might not have been the most, and I didn't really have my, and I established 10K body. I didn't get the rush, but now next turn, I got this big 10K body to swing with. That's awesome. I have a really threatening board now. He's so much that he's bringing out Zoro. He's trying to finish his game now. With Zoro, he's basically like, yo, I need to kill you. So back to the match. Okay, so he swings with Cabbage, 6K. I think at this point, I'm like, okay, let me I think I want to let my life go down a little bit just so that it goes back to um back to a point where I can use my leader ability. Yeah. So taking both those hits with yes, look at that, guys. He took both. So I took both those hits when he had Zoro on the field. That's scary, but in my mind, right? Look at this. I want to know. I want you to let you know why I did that. I did that because I have Shirahoshi, Basil Hawkins, and some 2Ks. So basically, yes, he has Zoro that can attack 3 times. But I have 2 blockers. One is natural, one's for my leader effect. And I got some big bodies on the field. So even though I'm at 2 life, I'm not scared. So so he drops that little blocker, right? And I love this because now Egg Straight can come back into action. So I swing 10K into the 6K, right? Not thinking, forgetting that I had Egg Straight to rest that blocker. Um, but yeah, so now I rest the blocker, boom, and I count out 4 Dawn because the rest of the other 6 Dawn will allow me to play out um, Shirahoshi and um, Basil Hawkins. So now look, I got 2 blockers, and I'll be honest, I don't think I needed to replace my egg straight that turn. I think I kind of did that preemptively. I think that could have lived with just 1 blocker that turn, but I feel a lot safer with 2. I'll be honest, so that might have been a little too conservative from me, but no, 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 I did the right thing, cause dude, Zoro swings heavy as fuck. So, and this guy still have 4 life. You know what I mean? So it's like fuck. This is he's still got a lot of potential to turn this shit the fuck around, or to win rather. Like like my board is way more threatening than his, but Zoro is like a 1 man army. Like that boy will rip my board apart. But anyways, that's why I never even stepped to Basil Hawkins this turn. I want to start burning his life. You know what I mean? So basically, I'm forced with this combo. I'm basically forcing a life burn with my Basil Hawkins. I'm start because I'm realizing my life is getting low. I don't have a lot of counter or blockers left, so I need to start really working him down now. Like I starved him out best I could. I got rid of all the counter in his hand. Now it's time to start going for game. So he puts all that heavy on there. That's a big mistake, guys. If your enemy has a blocker and you overextend in one attack, you are basically just asking for a blocker because now you just spent 4 Don for a 1 card answer. Doing that when your opponent has a blocker is not the best move. I think you've been better off going 9, just you swinging 9s, which is base power, and then just using that little bit of Don to restand him each time. And then when the blocker's gone, then maybe you go in a little heavier. But this what this allows you to do is basically, if you don't do this, it allows you to use your other 10 Dons to make more plays instead of just going all in on attacks that are going to get blocked. You get what I'm saying? So think about that. That's one thing to think about. So yep. All right. So yeah, basically I'm already like fingers on the trigger ready to block this first attack. He goes 13 into my 8. I calculated, yes, one attack will get through, so I probably am going to lose one of my monsters on the field. But boom, I just burned his A-cost kid. That felt lovely. A-cost kid would have been really bad in a situation, and just burning that shit felt good. He swings again. I block with the Shirahoshi. I'm like, all right, go. And now here comes the third one. I'm going to have to let this one go, I think. Actually, no. Look, so now he goes for a bigger target, I believe. Since he's like, all right, well, fuck it. He used both his blockers. He goes for the 9K now. And I'm like, with a 13K swing, that requires two 2Ks and a 1K. I'm like, yo, I'm saving this shit. Fuck out of here. Because with Bonnie, you really can't afford to let your board die, especially when you're still at high life, because she will use your lead ability to already negate one of your attackers, so you really kind of need as many attackers as you can. So yeah, now Zoro's tapped, and yeah, he's gonna go ahead. I think he swings 5 at my leader, and I believe I do take this. I'll be honest. No. Oh wait, maybe I do. Yes, I think I do actually. Nope, I dropped my Hawkins. I dropped the Hawkins there because I. Oh, right. I think my plan right here is. I think I want to kill the Zoro. I think that's what I wind up doing here. I think I'd Gadatsu one of those blockers. Drop X Drake for another one of the blockers, and basically, because he's got 3 cards in hand, so I know he's weakened. And boom, I'm looking at 2Ks, checking the trash. I'm like, yo, how many 2Ks you got in the trash? He's got a good amount, and that basically those turns when I attack Carrot, really ripped a lot of counter out of his hand. I know I ripped the shit on the counter in his hand, so I'm like super. That's why I'm so confident in this play right now, where I deadass spend 8 Don, I think, to get rid of both of these guys, just to ensure killing Zoro. Because if I can clear his board right now, I am safe. Like this is like safe. You know what I mean? I can't lethal him this turn. Well, maybe I could actually, be honest with you. Maybe I could actually lethal him this turn. But, no, he's got 4 life. I was debating. I'm like, do I just drop Kid, burn a life, and then go for lethal? But with those 2 blockers, there's no way. Just because I can't burn a life this turn. So I rest that. And now, basically, I do an 11K swing into Zoro. I think I do a 10 and 11K. Because I know that... Oh, but then he's got the... Right. So he has the leader effect. So he's going to... After his ace attacks, he's going to rest law. So I believe I do an 11K with ace. Because that's going to get at least a 2K and a 1K. And then I got to do like 9 with Cavendish. Because if all 3 of his cards in hand are counter, whatever, I lose, right? But I don't think he has all 3 cards in hand, counter in hand. I think he would have, I think that I think I got rid of really all his counter earlier. So, I go 11 into the 9, and I think it drops. Yep, Zoro gone. Boom. Lovely. All three cards in hand were not counter. How did I know that? I didn't 100% know, but it felt good. So look, again, knowing your matchups, knowing that Bonnie runs a good amount of bricks, kind of helped with that decision. Like, for example, if that was Reiju, I wouldn't have done that. If that was Doflamingo, I wouldn't have done that. Um, there might have been something in another turn I did earlier besides those hours, besides like getting all the counters hand, that might have led me into the indication that he didn't have the counter. Like I might have attacked something else a turn before or something like that. That gave me more indication of that fact. But based off of like not knowing fully what he had in that situation, I I felt the best option was if he did have counter, I just basically knowing Bonnie runs a good amount of bricks, I felt comfortable that after dropping all that counter before, that he didn't have all three of those cards being countered, or if they were, one of them not being a 2K, or two of them not being 2Ks, because he would need a 2K, a 1K, a 1K to counter all those attacks, which basically I would have been like, I basically felt confident that he didn't have a 2K, 1K, 1K, like all through, like at the bare minimum. So, yeah, so that's why I went for that move. So now he's swinging 5 into 3. Now he's like, oh, I gotta kill that X Drake. He's going for that right there. I don't know what he expects to do with that because he's down to 3 life, and I've got a very big board. He Hody Jones is there, which is cool. In a better situation, he could have gone for lethal here, but I have to let that boy die, unfortunately. He drops a Rosinante. I go ahead, I think, do I damn punk or do I drop the 8 cost kid? Um, yeah, I know I've got lethal this turn, almost no matter what. But actually, no, maybe not. Because look, he's got the Rosinante. So because of that, I burned a life first. Now he's down to 0 life, and now he can't get whatever counter that was. So now I swing the 10 at him. And again, I'm still working on the assumption that he doesn't have a lot of counter. You know what I mean? Because he just let Zoro die. There's no way he would have let Zoro die if he could have saved it. And that's game right there, guys. That's fucking game. Whew, that felt good. It felt kind of good. Hold up. Give me a second. Alrighty. So, yeah. Basically, I'm gonna just show y'all the little kid deck list I'm running. My thoughts about Kid so far, I think he's good. Um, I think that it requires some very nuanced, interesting gameplay at times. Like, I think you definitely have to be, you know, knowledgeable of your matchups because you got to know, when you should be saving Gadatsu, who you can take life carefully against, who, you have to know your matchups, and that's a lot of decks. But I definitely feel like Kid can't just run like you can't just with Kid you can't just walk in there and like yeah sure you could probably win some games by just using Basil and Kid and just burning all their life and then doing a nice lethal swing, sure, but a lot of decks can respond very well to the strategy, you know what I mean, either by killing you super fast or not letting you get a real good board that can go for lethal. So, my recommendations, if you are going to decide to play this deck, definitely test it out. Again, we're looking at a lot of Shanks, a lot of Zoro, a lot of Bonnie right now, a lot of Teach. Um, and those are matchups that, like, are definitely be tough to win. But from what I've seen so far, it looks like you're favored into some of them as Kid, especially Zoro. Um, I'm still confused as to how. I'll be honest. Like again, I'm not no professional, guys. I'm just a guy who takes this game way more seriously than I should. But however, I do think that I have a decent understanding of the game at this point, and sometimes my advice can be valuable, especially when when it's applied. So like because I've learned from some great players. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm just some random nigga just like, yeah, you should do this. It's like, nah, I've heard some stuff and I've from some legit people, and I've played enough to this point where I could confidently say a lot of these things I do say about this game at this point. If anyone, these just if anyone wants my qualifications, you know what I mean? That's them. Um, Definitely plan on topping a regional soon, so that'll up my qualifications. But that's neither here nor there. Moral of the story is with this deck, you gotta basically you have to determine when to play aggressive, like when you should be focusing on like just burning them down quick and killing them, by basically like using your life burn just to supplement a more aggressive strategy. And there's other matches where you're probably gonna want to lay back and just focus on killing their board and slowly burn their life over time while you build up a board. So that's I think that's the real crux. Is that if I could summarize it very quickly, that's it. Is it really can be both. Unlike NL, which is primarily defensive, unless you build aggro, I think this deck can go both ways. No matter which way you build it, you know what I mean. I think if you build it if you build it like this, basically if you just stick to the core card, like the core yellow supernova cards, I believe you'll be able to play either which way, either defensive or offensive, or control, rather, let me say controlling or aggressively. So, with that in mind, I think that you should just realize which tweak your deck list to fit which play style, because you can either lean more controlly or more aggressive, right? Tweak the deck list to fit which you feel better about into matchups, and like which side. For example, like putting more heal cards in would be an example of more defensive. Putting in more removal cards, more controlling. Putting in more aggro pieces, or like more cards that rest Don, or like kill a creature on the field. That's removal, I guess. You get what I'm saying? Like rush card, you can put in rush cards, stuff that looks at the opponent's life, so you can avoid triggers, less blockers. Basically more life burn cards like Nico Robin. That would be an example of more aggressive pieces. You know what I mean? So yeah, basically you decide how you want the deck to play, and then you could focus building it more so one way or the other, but know that that deck can basically, as long as you keep the core cards in, you can kind of switch up depending on the matchup at times, at least for the most part. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's the whole video. Thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Waitlist Most Wanted training arc for the spring. Spring, sprung. We'll call it sprung spring. I don't fucking know. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.